Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to do parallel computing in R with Snow, especially with the two functions called clusterEvalQ and clusterExport function. So the first thing you need to do is to load the library RMPI and Snow package. Now we create a variable which is equal to 100 and a function that does not take input and another function that takes input and print an input. So as we mentioned before, we create a cluster object that is called CL with the make cluster function. We apply for 4 slaves and the type is MPI. So now we are ready to use CL to do parallel computing. The function that we will introduce today is called clusterEvalQ. Basically, it will evaluate a certain expression or some expression in each cluster that is defined in CL. So for example, if we want to print something for each node in CL, we use the function clusterEvalQ, and the first argument is the cluster object, and followed with the expression that we have, which is print high. So if we run this, we can get exactly 4 highs here. So what if we want to do multiple expressions? So we can just use a large parenthesis and a colon here to do 2 things. For example, we can include some other code like source, which is blah 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 dot r, and then you can include the code here. So now I don't have any code to include, so I'm not completing this and run this code. So as you can see here, I run 2 expressions in the same manner as the previous one. Okay, so now I want to print the variable x in each cluster, but we got error. So for example, what is error here is called object x not found. That means what we create before we do the make cluster, that cannot be automatically transformed into each cluster, which is reasonable. So the same thing happened that if we do say me here, we still cannot get that, even say the say me high. We got error here. The reason is the system cannot find the say me function. So to solve this problem, we need the function that clusterExport. So what it does is it will export some R object for each clusters that you apply. For example, we have X object and the same function object, but we do not have that in each cluster. So we will use clusterExport function, and the first argument as usual is the cluster object, and then we use a C function just to combine the name of the object that you want to pass to the cluster. And then after you run this code, each cluster will get the information of that, and then we can do the same thing here, and it works. So we stop the cluster here. Thank you for watching.